You're listening to Season 8 of the award-winning Homemade Matters podcast.
Brought to you from the West Midlands in the UK.
We're just a regular family of 5 on a home education journey, and we want to share our journey with you and encourage you on yours.
So thanks for joining us, and here's this week's episode.
Hi everyone!
Hello!
Welcome to
Homemade Matters.
Season 16. No, Season 8.
Episode 16.
Wow, imagine if we were at Season 16.
It's because I was confusing you saying all the different variations of Season 8, Episode 16.
My name's Luke.
And my name is Eden.
And welcome to this week's episode.
Yes.
Lots going on. It's nearly Easter.
Yay!
If you are celebrating Easter, I hope you are going to have a great time together and a bit of space
to rest.
To rest. We've had, as ever, busy few weeks.
Defo.
But a big highlight, which we'd been building up to, was the performance of
Wendy and Peter Pan.
By your local drama group.
Yep.
And which character were you?
Wendy.
And you were performing at the Evolve Theatre in Dudley.
Yes. Yeah, it was so fun.
How did the performance go?
Really good, yeah. Most people remembered their lines, and even though we missed a couple of bits in the scenes and just went on, it was actually good we did that because it was supposed to end at 8:20 and ended at 8:30. So if we hadn't missed those bits, it would probably have ended at 9 o'clock, and it was so fun.
So a successful round.
Yes.
How had you found being on the proper... In the last episode, we were talking about the dress rehearsal. How did you find actually performing in front of an audience?
It was really fun. I had I can't really remember now, it was so long ago. But
Well, last weekend, last Sunday.
Yeah, but it was because I wasn't really, it didn't seem real as I was building up to it, that day. So I was able to get a really good night's sleep because it just didn't seem real.
Yeah, I didn't feel nervous, which is good.
Yeah, and then 5 minutes before, I reckon I felt nervous. But then it was just so fun to be performing, and I knew it all so well, You don't really feel nervous as much, I would say.
Could you see much of the audience, or were the lights quite bright? Because you had lights shining on you. So how much of the audience were you aware of?
Well, I could definitely see the people on the front row. And then, because you were sitting in the middle, I could just about see you, but after that, it was just blackness.
I sometimes think that's no bad thing, because it means you can focus on what you're doing.
Yes, yeah. I got really into character as well, because we were just doing a whole run through. But I had to, because everyone was sitting on the side of the stage in the wings. So, because otherwise people were just hanging out in the dressing rooms, and then missing their cues on stage. So everyone was sitting in the wings. But I had to run back and forth backstage just to get onto the right side to enter each time.
Yeah.
So
overall, a big success.
It was so fun. I loved it.
And we've got the souvenir programme.
Yes,
and
even
the
though I
tickets
lost
as
it
well.
yesterday.
Only because your room needed a good tidy.
Yeah, but it was so fun. I loved every second of it. It was amazing.
Now you'd committed a lot of time most weeks to learning your script and things like that. So what have you been doing this week in that free time?
Mostly reading.
Have you been catching up on books, free reads and things?
Yeah. So and then just catching up on things I hadn't really managed to do before the show, tidying my room. Yeah, because I just hadn't had enough time.
So we are coming into land for our year of learning.
We are.
And one of the topics we've been covering is kind of the more modern history. So one of the most memorable events in the Western world, I suppose, of the last kind of 20 years or so was the events around 9/11. And you've been reading a book about that, haven't you? What book is it you've been reading?
Ground Zero.
Ground Zero. And what's how is it presented in that? Is it as a story? What's it?
A story.
Okay.
Yeah, and it alternates between this boy in 9/11 who's trying to find his dad, and then this girl in Afghanistan in 2019.
Yeah, because actually, the kind of the war on terror in inverted commas, has been going on for the last kind of 20 years, really. So it's one of those moments where if you were not a child at the time, you remember where you were when you heard the news about 9/11. So
yeah, because Mummy was on holiday in Switzerland.
I was in Johannesburg.
Yes.
Due to fly to America, the next day.
Johannesburg.
It's in South Africa. So it might have been in King Solomon's Mines.
Oh, yeah. I think it probably was, yeah. Because I definitely had it somewhere before.
So what other books have you been finishing off recently?
What do you mean, for learning or just in general? Well, we finished off the Winston Churchill's biography, which is Never Give In, I think it's called.
Yeah, Never Give In. Yeah, I've heard good things about that, so I'd like to read that.
Yes, it was good. It was interesting. And then I don't think we finished off any of the others yet, but we're like nearly finishing them off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So, yeah, lots of things still going on. You've been doing some science experiments this week, because we've been doing a big chemistry module, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
And so tell us about the experiment that we were doing about iron. Now, there's no such thing as a bad outcome from an experiment, because even if it doesn't work how you expect, you've got something to talk about and you write up, I learned at school. So tell us about the iron experiment.
So basically it was trying to find the iron. Iron is a different thing in metals.
Not an ion.
Yeah.
Iron, the metal.
Yeah, iron. I can't say it.
We've just watched the Four Candles sketch, so it's similar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Trying to find the added iron in...
cereal.
Okay.
So the first one, you have to get a really strong magnet, and you found some really strong magnets for us.
Yeah, they were from an old hard drive, yeah.
And basically you had to, like, put a bit of cereal in a bowl of floating water. In a bowl of water,
so like
floating.
A cornflake, yeah.
Yeah, and then, like, move the magnet a bit, and it's supposed to move a tiny bit, but it didn't.
So it didn't make an observable movement.
It probably made a, like, very small movement.
Okay, interesting.
And then you had to, like, crush up cornflakes and, like, into a really, really fine powder. And so we used a rolling pin to, like, release the iron. There, I said it right. And so we did that, and then you had to add hot water, and we did that too. And then, like, you were supposed to, like, move the magnet, like, over it, so that, and then there's supposed to be like little black and like dots and specks in it, which were the iron, but there was no specks.
No, and it could be the brand of cereal that we'd got, or something like that, or we had a bit too thick of a freezer bag or something like that. So
yeah. I didn't think about the freezer bag being too thick.
Yeah, so there's lots of factors, aren't there? But the principle would be that, it should, in theory, if there's the iron would flocculate, would flock together, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it didn't. So, and we tried it like 3 times as well. So, yeah, what a waste of 3 bags of cereal.
Well, not really. And not like whole box of cereal.
Yeah,
we tipped a little thing out.
Tiny bit
freezer bags.
Time. Yeah.
So, interesting experiment though.
Yes,
and
interesting
to a certain extent, even when experiments don't go as predicted, then it's the write-up, it's in the reflection afterwards that you think, oh, well, perhaps what were some of the influencing factors? So,
yes.
All pretty good.
Defo.
Right, well, I think we should pause there.
Wait, Dad, can we just talk about the weather first? Because it was so glorious yesterday.
It has been glorious. I think we'll talk about in the next section. We'll hand over to a section with Mirabelle, and then we'll have a little break, and then we'll be back with Asha.
Okie dokie.
Well, I'm here with Mirabelle.
Yeah.
And it's time for your regular slot.
Yeah.
Just you and me.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking...
Yeah.
We had a visitor with us this last week. Who was that?
Gracie.
And what's Gracie?
She's a dog.
She's our friend's dog. Do you know what type of dog she is?
No.
She's a galgo. It's like a Spanish greyhound. But she's quite different to Bear, isn't she?
Yeah.
Because Bear's a schnoodle. What's different about Gracie and Bear?
Because Bear's tail's curly and curls round, and Gracie is long.
Yeah.
And also he's like fluffy, and he's a poodle.
Yeah. He's got a poodle in him. He's a schnoodle, so he doesn't shed. But she's big.
Yeah, she's big and
skinny.
Yeah, skinny and bony.
She's got a really pointy nose.
Yeah.
But she was much more affectionate this time than other times she stayed with us, wasn't she? So we really enjoyed having Gracie with us.
Yeah.
And you and me, we've been working our way through the free reads on Ambleside Online. We finished we'd done all of the year naught ones. I think we're on year one ones now. And what book did we just finish just in time for Eden's show?
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan. And then we've started a new one, which is on one of your favourite topics at the moment.
Beauty.
Black Beauty, which is all about a guinea pig.
No, horse.
Oh, a horse, yeah. So we're really enjoying reading Black Beauty. And then you have just been somewhere special with Mummy for Saturday Club. Where have you just been?
We've been to the swimming pool.
Been to the swimming pool? Because this is a new
tell
pool.
I've been
Yeah, I
to
can
the
tell your
swimming
hair's a bit
pool.
wet. Because that's where you've got your new lessons now, isn't it? So, how confident do you feel in the water?
So, alright, I want to go with you.
Yeah, well, we'll find a time to go. Oh, and you did your special show the other weekend, didn't you?
Yeah.
With your drama workshop minis.
Yeah.
How did that feel being on stage?
I was quite nervous.
Were you? What were you nervous about?
I was nervous about, at the end, doing our bows. I was nervous.
You're doing the bows. Oh, your bows were spectacular. What was the best bit, though, about being on stage? Because you were acting out the...
Guards.
Yeah, you were the guards. And what was the story?
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. What was the best bit?
I was watching it, and my best bit of there was when you did it, but I wanted you to do Lovely Luke.
Oh, yeah, so they did the name game with everybody where you introduce yourself with an action and something that rhymes with your name. So I did Look Out, Luke.
And I did Magical Mirabelle, and also Asher thinks that he might do one because there's Explorer Asher, Apple Asher,
There's lots of good ones.
Explorer Asher.
Wow, lots to talk about. Are you going to get back and finish playing or carry on playing with the Playmobil?
I want to stay with you.
Okay, well, we'll sign off and we'll see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye. Well, we're out and about, aren't we?
Yeah.
Spontaneously, what have we come to do?
Come to pick some wire garlic.
And what are we going to make with it?
Going to make those little cookies that are garlic made, and they're so yummy.
Yeah, wild garlic and cheese scones.
Yeah.
And we're by a little watercourse. And this is one of our favourite places called the Dingle near us. What else have we seen?
We've seen some birds.
Yeah.
Well, a dog.
Yeah.
And some bees.
I love that smell.
Yeah.
I smell all the garlic. And who spotted the garlic first?
Me.
Oh, I can't believe you spotted it before me. Right, shall we meander?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Home in Matters podcast.
Okay, we're back.
Hi.
Yeah.
Ash is here.
Our special.
Our regular special guest in the second half. We love having you on the show, being part of the show. Sound like a radio show.
Yeah.
Did they say when you were on the radio, at Black Country Radio the other week, did they thanks for being on the show?
They said, yeah, thank you for coming. And they said we were the guests and stuff. It was so fun.
Now,
Yeah.
earlier this week, I got to take you to a special workshop.
Yes.
Yeah.
What type of workshop was it?
Drumming workshop.
A drumming workshop. And what type of drums were they?
African drums.
African drums. And so we did a little bit of a record. We did 2 recordings there, in fact. One where we were just reflecting, and then I also got a clip of the song that we learnt. So let's play those 2 now. Well, Mummy's working.
Yep. Mummy's
So-
working.
I brought you out to a new group.
Yes.
And what are we doing today?
African drumming, which is
African
very
drumming. What?
Yeah.
Can you remember the names of any of the drums?
No.
Ash is eating a biscuit. Can you remember the names of any drums, Eden?
fun. The barophone.
The
I think I
balafon.
said that wrong.
It's a bit like a xylophone-y glockenspiel thing.
Yeah, it's
but what's
really
underneath
fun.
it?
Don't know.
Gourds.
Gourds.
What's the name of the fruit it was called?
Gourds.
Calabash.
Yeah, there's lots of
He
names.
sounds like a baddie from Aladdin.
Calabash.
And then we played the djembe, and we've been singing as well. What's the trinity of African performance?
Don't know.
Drumming.
Yeah.
Singing and dancing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've just had a good practice, and then we are
song's really
gonna do it all together.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the best bit for you, Ash?
Don't know.
Okay.
All of it.
What's your favourite? Have you preferred the drumming or the shaking?
Drumming.
Drumming. Have you preferred the drumming or the shaking, Belle?
Drumming.
Drumming. I've like both. Right. Well, we'll carry on.
Okay.
What do you think the best bit was about the workshop?
Probably doing some drumming there. Wait, no, actually eating the biscuits.
There were biscuits there. The drumming was good. I really enjoyed the drumming. So, what was
I
your
think it was so fun.
what was your preference on instruments, Eden? Because you played the balafon as well, I think, didn't you?
Yeah.
Which is like that xylophone-y thing with gourds underneath.
Yeah, I think that was fun to play. I also liked doing the drum itself,
Yeah.
but I didn't really
The
want to
djembe.
do like one of the maracas or something because
Yeah.
it's not as like interesting.
I
in my
quite
opinion.
enjoyed the shakers because there was that one shaker that was like a straight tambourine almost, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was cool.
You played that a little bit, didn't you, Ash? It was quite heavy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the trinity of African
Drumming,
performance was
singing, and dancing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it was quite uplifting. I felt
Yeah.
singing the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
May I,
Yeah,
Sunu Penima.
Oh, well remembered.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that was really good.
Very
And lovely group. So we'll try and go back to that group, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Mummy take you back.
You can't go back 'cause
Yeah,
of your work, sadly.
but it was a nice afternoon.
Yeah, it was a good afternoon.
Really, really enjoyed that.
Definitely.
And then Easter is coming up, isn't it? And so you went to National Trust earlier this week as well, I think.
did.
Well, last week maybe.
Last Friday, I think it was.
Which hall was it?
Hanbury.
Hanbury Hall down in Worcestershire. And what activities did you do there?
An Easter egg hunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a tricky hunt or was it quite straightforward?
It was quite straightforward because you weren't finding Easter eggs. You had to like go from like one signpost to the next signpost and like fill in the things as you went along.
Oh, okay.
And then you got an Easter egg at the end.
Okay. What did you like most, Ash, about doing the Easter egg hunt at Hanbury Hall?
Go to the park there.
Oh, did they have a really good park?
Yeah.
What type of things did they have at the park?
They had a spider dog string.
Yeah.
It was all quite new.
Yeah, because some of the play areas at the National Trust, they're all quite natural material as well, aren't they?
Yeah, so it was all wood more or less.
Yeah, that's
and
nice,
rocks
isn't it?
And
Yeah.
there was a slide too.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And so yesterday was Good Friday.
It was.
And we decided to do something a bit different. We walked down to our local Anglican church. And what did we make down there, Asha?
Crosses.
Yeah. And were they just little paper crosses?
that we expected.
What type of crosses were they?
Wooden crosses.
Quite big wooden ones.
Made out of sticks.
Yeah, can you remember? Yeah, one of the types of wood was...
Ash.
Yeah, I think maybe one of them was cherry.
Yeah.
How could we tell it was ash?
Because there was a little black fingers on it.
Yeah, the buds look like black fingernails, don't they?
Yeah.
And
And you could put natural foliage on them, and so
Yeah,
I did.
which
So
is
mine
all-
looked like a cross 50 years later because it had like loads.
Yeah, stuff growth on it.
growing.
Well, there was some symbolism there. And then what did we do once we'd got our crosses?
We walked up to our local park.
Yeah, the top of we processed through the town.
Yeah.
Oh, you sound tired, Ash.
Yeah.
We processed through the town carrying our crosses.
We did.
Very symbolic, just like Jesus carried his cross.
Yeah.
And then we listened to some Bible readings and we sang some hymns, didn't we?
Yeah.
Out in the open air.
It was very fun.
Yeah, I found it really moving. I thought it was nice. And then...
You went to the park.
Yeah, we went to the park because it was right there and you'd been waiting really patiently.
Yeah.
So that was
Just
quite
like,
nice, wasn't
I
it?
feel like that's one of the highlights of like each trip for you, just going to the park.
Well, it shows that
So fun.
when we're doing different activities, it's important to cater for everything.
Yeah.
Because it was, and it is again today, glorious weather.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be an Easter where it's going to snow, do you?
Yeah, I doubt it. It was so nice and hot yesterday. I put shorts on for the first time this year.
So good.
And I felt so weird because I was used to wearing trousers and leggings.
I know. Well, actually, one of our jobs this weekend is to do a bit of planting.
Is it?
Yes. We've got some mange too.
And sweet peas.
We need to plant some sweet peas, I think. Same family though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Pea family. Mange too, I think we need to get into one of our raised beds.
Yes.
And sow some other things. What are your favourite vegetables to grow, Ash?
I don't know.
I like pumpkins.
I like pumpkins. Yeah, we never reached the heights of the ones we grew on our big allotment.
Yeah.
7 stone.
We might do this year, Dad.
We might do with our chicken manure. It was the pigeon manure that made them grow so much. Courgettes we like as well,
We
beetroots.
should try and order some pigeon manure then, Dad.
Yeah.
Make them grow.
Well, I'm waiting for 2 tons of topsoil to arrive.
And then we can put the pigeons in the radicans.
Well, we could, yeah.
I don't think
I
they'd
don't-
be very happy.
I wonder if you need a different type of coop for
Also,
pigeons.
I feel like that would be quite cruel.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they've got the whole world to explore and then we're just trapping them in this coop.
Now we've also we did our orchard area. It's looking great.
It's looking awesome.
Why is it looking so great at the moment?
Because of the new strimmer.
I was also yes, we've got a new strimmer.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking about why are the trees looking great at the moment?
I thought you meant because of the new strimmer.
Well, that
'Cause
does
you've been
really
able
help
to
us
strim it all.
keep it down. But what's looking great on the trees?
Daffodils and the blossom
Yeah.
and the flowers and the tulips and the forget-me-nots.
All of the bulbs are looking fantastic, aren't they?
And the blossom.
I've got some wood anemone bulbs to start planting around the base of the
good,
trees as well,
yeah.
because we saw some of those, didn't we, in our local park yesterday?
Yeah.
They look like white stars, don't they? Big white stars.
What?
They do.
Wood anemones, a type
Oh,
of flower.
yeah.
And the blossom on the trees. What different colours have we got on the blossom?
Pink and white.
Yeah, and our new little ornamental cherry tree's got lovely, like, pinky purple blossom coming
Has
out.
it? I
Yeah, and have
didn't
you seen the
notice.
colour of the leaves as well? They're really nice leaves, like the rich purple.
I didn't notice.
Oh, just go and have a look.
Did not notice. even
So,
though
yeah,
it's
lots
like-
going on.
Yeah.
And actually, we'd said one of the things we were going to do for our Royal Horticultural Society School Gardening Awards was that we were trying to make our woodland area more woodlandy. And so the wood anemones are a part of that as well. So.
Yes.
Well, I think we've come to the end of most of the things we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So we
Is there
will.
anything else left on the piece of paper?
No, I think we've ticked everything on the piece of paper. You're giving away all our secrets, Asha. We've got a piece of paper, our loose script.
We don't really have a script.
Well, that's part of the charm of our show, is that it's relatively unscripted.
Yeah.
So,
Other than like the small bit of paper, we've just.
yeah. Well, so if you are celebrating Easter,
Happy Easter.
we wish you a very happy Easter. If you're just enjoying some time with your family, some time off from work and other things, then we hope you enjoy that too and have a refreshing and restful time. And we will be back in a few weeks' time.
We will.
Yeah.
See you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Homemade Matters podcast. We love hearing from you, so email us to homemadematters@gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Homemade Matters, and visit our website at www.homemadematters.co.uk. If you're enjoying the show, please leave us a review wherever you listen, like Apple Podcasts, Stitcher or Spotify. Thanks for joining us and enjoy your homemade journey this week.
They say absence makes the heart grow fond. Well, I've grown quite fond of you. Some people may think you're strange, but I think I'm strange too. It's raining outside, and it's raining inside too. I wanna go home, a place where I'm known, and where I know you. Walk familiar streets.